is Friday! Yes, we did make it through another week. Another week out of here. It's Friday. Whoop, whoop. And I thought I was going to throw you off by being on time today, Jennifer. I thought I was going to mess up your mojo there. Hey, Dana. Carrie. Good to see you with us. Jenny's in the house at the top of the show. Lisa. Far-flung parts of the country are with us. From sea to shining sea. Hey, Carrie. Yes. I think I threw everybody off. I thought I was going to throw Jennifer off by being on time tonight. So I looked down at my clock and it said it was 8 o'clock and I was like, boom, here I am. Tasha's with us tonight. Hey, Karen. How's Augusta? Hello, Adele and Dazzle. Good to have you with us. Good to have you all with us this Friday night. I think I totally messed up Kitty because she has been right there with Jennifer every night on this Friday night. As we head into the Memorial Day weekend. It is. So what is happening in everybody's world tonight? What is everybody grateful? Julie Jankowicz is joining us tonight. How are you, Julie? Great to have you with us. Miss Julie, you finished the leftover donuts today, Julie? Angie's with us. Hey, Angie. You get out and walk today? I heard you needed some motivation there to get out and walk. I'm glad to hear you're great, Julie. I thought about getting a donut today. I did. And then I didn't. Still have more donuts? Oi. I had no donuts. No donuts. I thought about a donut when I was going by the donut shop today. But I did not get a donut. What is everybody grateful for this Friday night? What are we all grateful for? Tell me about it. Kristen's with us. Hot weather and good sales in Augusta. I like to hear that, Karen. Suzanne and MJ have joined us tonight on this Friday night in Virginia Beach. Cheers, Suzanne and MJ. Good to have you with us. I bet you it's a great day on the beach. Tell us what you're grateful for tonight, everybody. Marcia with Ricochet Aiken Simon is with us. How are you, Marcia? Isn't that great? The customers are grateful for that. And how much they miss us, Julie. That is truly what is helping so many power through this. And you're helping them. Your connection to them is helping them power through this. It's all a circle. A chance to relax this weekend, Deanne. That's great. Kristen's excited that she'll be opening up in a week. Jody is grateful of customers are still returning. Yes, and I hope people can open up soon. We get curbside next week, limited curbside. You know, we've had great clothing sales actually this week as we got a lot of clothing online. We really refined our processes and our software developer worked up their magic to help us get a lot of clothing online quickly, and we've been doing that, so we've gotten a lot of that, and the sales have been coming in, so that has been very good news this week. Yeah, some sales each day, and that's a good thing. We have a lot of people that are very eager to get us to get everybody back open. Safety first. Safety first. We want everybody to be safe, and we want good things to come of that. But you know, the people are getting anxious, and I understand that. You know, it's a weird Memorial Day weekend. There's no ifs, ands, or buts like it. There's not, you know, been a Memorial Day weekend that any of us have experienced like this, and you know, so it's important that we remember why this weekend exists, and you know, that and honor that. But it's also, you know, I understand the anxiousness to get us back to. How did I do earlier, Kristen? You know, in my webinar there with NARTS affiliate Traxia had me on one of their webinars today. Just doing a question and answer and just talking about all things resale. So hopefully I did a good job there, Kristen. Cassandra was asking me on the way home what I talked about, and I'm like, resale stuff. Probably some other stuff too, but resale stuff. Okay, I screwed that up, Suzanne. I know you're through the big tunnel and you're on the shore. Michelle's on Virginia Beach. You're on the other area. Sorry, I screwed that up. I'll still come and visit you at some point. Oh, thank you, Joanne. Cassandra will love to hear that the store looked great. Did you do our video tour that we did, the 3D model? We got a 3D model. I didn't post of the clothing. I posted of the 3D model of our home decor store. I will post over the weekend. I'll post the clothing so you can take a 3D tour of that. We were really excited about that. We've gotten a lot of positive vibes from people on our 3D tour that we did, and that was a really neat experience. Thank you, Kristen. I appreciate that. Hey, Michelle. Eastern Shore, Virginia, ESVA. That sounds like a Virgin Island of some sort, Suzanne. She lives in ESVA. That sounds like the U.S. Virgin Islands of something, you know? I don't know. I'm making stuff up as I go along here. Lisa, don't get disappointed. It is each area, and especially in your area, Lisa, where the county, where Maryland is doing such a chopped up job of what can be open and what can't, it's really confusing. I think you'll see your burst after the first. That's what I'm predicting, and I think you will. So it's coming, Lisa. Don't worry. Customers are coming back. I'm seeing it. But the days are real highs and real lows. It's not a straight line. But we'll get you to 65 to 75% of sales because that's what I'm seeing nationwide. Thanks, Julie. Yeah, that was a neat idea. I was glad I was able to do that. And yeah, the 3D tour is amazing. We're going to do that probably a few times a year, at least for decor. The clothing, you'll see the difference when we get it for clothing. I'll post clothing tomorrow when I have a little bit of desk time tomorrow. Tomorrow's a big phone day for me, but the 3D tour is different in clothing than it is for decor. The decor really pops for it. Hey, Joanne, thank you. Just as exotic as the Virgin Islands. Well, now I am intrigued, Suzanne. And I've been there with you on the phone, on FaceTime on your porch and such. So I do imagine it is gorgeous. Yeah, they're gonna be, the customers want to come back, the consigners want to come back. It's coming. It is okay to take a day off now and then, unless you're a software support provider, and like that's like an essential service right now, Russell. Unless you're my software support. Oh, Cassandra says you can take a day off unless you're Cassandra's software support provider. And direct connection to all things software. And if you think you've gotten to everything on her list, she'll double check the list for you. As Azure said, Russ, that you need to work off all the things she wants to buy. So Cassandra and Azure are working out a trade of some sort. You're the pawn in their scheme. I have nothing to do with this. Hey, I cooked dinner tonight. What more do you want? You took today. Yeah, well, don't think that gets you the weekend off, Russ. Still love you, but don't think that gets you the weekend off. Well, they're all going to Michigan anyway, so you're gonna have plenty of time to work on Cassandra's projects. That's why their family is leaving you. I'll have to meet up with them on the way back or something and give them all their purchases as when I'm able to start touring again. It is great to have you all with us tonight. Oops, hang on a second. I put my glasses down. Forgot them. Hello, Max. I obviously can't read the Good Morning, Good Night book unless I have my glasses. All right, we start every night with the Good Morning, Good Night book, and I've got it right here. This is a page that I haven't seen. Good morning, love. The best impulse, that selfless impulse. Let it take the wheel. Let it drive you toward the person you dream you'd be. Wow. That's a good one. Wait until you see the graphics of this one. Chinese takeout. Well, yes, I helped a restaurant tonight. That's how I cook dinner, Carrie. Like Russ is trading for Azure's purchases, I traded for dinner. So we have, what do we have? Let's say that it's chicken parm and eggplant parm. I think I have both. And a Greek salad. So, helped a restaurant today, got traded for dinner. It's all good. Today is National Solitaire Day, National Cooler Day, National Craft Distillery Day, National Don't Fry Day, National Buy a Musical Instrument Day. I'm not feeling that one. And National Road Trip Day. Well, that I do like a good road trip. I'm going to save that one for later. The Department of Treasury, the IRS, and who else is on this? Yeah, somebody else is warning about it. There's a lot of fraud. Again, you know, like I've been talking about since the beginning of this, watch your bank accounts, okay? There is a lot of bank fraud going on right now. With all this money coming out there, the banking system, it's really easy to hack. I'm not getting into the, you know, what is that Tom Hanks movie, Catch a Thief, based on the true story of the guy who wrote fake checks, and the guy who did it is like, yeah, it's so much easier today than it was back then. And it is. And so keep an eye. There's a ton of scams going on regarding COVID-19, economic injury payments, all sorts of stuff. And IRS and Treasury sent out an updated alert on that because those scams are running in earnest. So even though you're not always having the sales you want on your bank accounts, both business and personal, keep an eye on your accounts. There's just too much fraud out there, and, you know, especially with all the stuff. I mean, I know we've gotten most of you to a good place with the programs that are happening for business relief and stuff, but don't give access to your bank accounts or pay somebody to do any of these applications and stuff for you or on your behalf. If they promise you, I can get your EIDL loan in 48 hours. If you just do this, do not do that. Or I promise you, your PPP will be forgiven if you fill out this document. You will watch your PPP vanish. Whoosh. Like David Copperfield. Ta-da! Okay, I'll work on my ta-da. But we do not want that happening, so keep an eye on all that stuff. It is just a good and important lesson. Hey, Sierra and Vicky, great to have you joining us tonight. Shopify, our friends at Shopify, which interfaces with most of the software vendors for the resale industry, can connect their stores to Shopify. I know that Resale World and Liberty can, Traxia can, Ricochet can, Computer Peeps can. I believe many of them can. It's a great thing to be able to do. Hey, Kitty, sorry I was on time tonight, Kitty. Great to have you with us. What are you switching, Kristen? I missed that. Are you switching off of that? This is not a new frozen glass. This is an old one. But good news on the glass front. Cassandra has found some and has ordered some. So supposedly I should have the good glass soon again. That's okay. Do you find mowing therapeutic, Kitty? I know people say, oh, yeah, Shopify's a great platform for website and all its integration. And it's on our list of things to do this year. But there are also a couple things they're doing. They're doing a few merchant things and Shopify Balance, but they're also launching Shopify Pay Installments, a buy now, pay later option at checkout that'll give customers the option to split purchases into 4 equal payments over time. The payments are interest-free and come with no additional fees. So that is a big deal, and especially it's the only night in a week it didn't rain. I got you. Mowing, though, has never been anything I enjoyed. I did it one summer, and if you saw my yard, sometime we'll have to do it outside so you can see my yard on the hill that I'm on. I did it part of one summer when I was frustrated that I kept on getting people to mow my lawn for me, and I didn't have a landscaper when we moved into this house, and everybody kept on saying, oh, we can do this yard, and then they do it once and quit. And so finally I went out and bought a push mower, thinking I'd get good exercise and do my 4 acres that way, and because it wasn't a lifelong passion of mine to mow my yard. But now I have Bill, and, well, Bill has people. Carol among them. He's a great guy, and their whole crew shows up and mows our lawn. And whatever else the peanut gallery asks of them. But this payment feature directly integrated with that, it should be a big deal. You know, PayPal Credit offers it now and makes it easy. Sezzle, like Jennifer says, all these services offering those makes these bigger purchases happen. And makes it very easy. You know, this is, again, what do we learn from experts that have been doing online selling really well for a long time? What do our friends at HSN and QVC do? Okay, there's a lot of great stuff that they do that we can learn from. And as I've been working with them the last few weeks, there's lots and lots to learn from them. So lots of neat things coming with that. And in other news, Target is going to begin selling products through Instagram checkout. Target announced that it is making products available through the Instagram checkout using technology designed by Target's tech team. Customers visiting the @Target and @Target style accounts on Instagram can buy goods directly through the platform without leaving the app. Okay, which is cool. You know, Instagram's hot. Even though I still don't get it. But that's me. I am not your customer. Okay? I am not my customer. Okay? And Instagram is hot. And the fact that I don't get why Instagram, is hot is not important. I was late to Facebook. So, and I still don't fully get that. But hey, that's neither here nor there. That doesn't mean I don't get the business side of it. Because I do get that. And I want people to shop on it, and I want people to do it. If you cannot find peace within yourself, you will never find it anywhere else. A quote from Marvin Gaye. How about that? J. Crew, landlords. Hey, Chris and Gwen. Thanks for joining us tonight. Great to have you with us. opposite coasts again. You know, we're going California, North Carolina. This is all good. J. Crew's landlords are pursuing rent from reopened stores. So dozens of J. Crew's landlords, including some of the biggest mall owners in the country, and we know some of them, who some of them are, such as Simon, CBL and Associates, and Brookfield Properties, say they deserve to be paid rent on stores and shopping centers as stores and shopping centers reopen. So they want to get paid. And they are actually starting some lawsuits in some areas where the stores have been reopened to get payment. This is going to be an ongoing theme, but there's one that you don't see coming here later in tonight's news. Retail therapy. Okay, when you imagine prom night. Who remembers prom night? Okay? Michelle remembers prom night, right? Kitty remembers prom night. Prom night. Okay, I remember, I'm sorry about that, brother calling. I don't know why he always likes to call during this call. Well, it's because I cut him off at 9 o'clock Eastern. I don't take it. I tell him it's rude if he calls after 9. So he's calling before 9. And he'll tell me that in his message. But prom night, okay? When you think of prom night, and you think of prom night in your time, think of prom night now, I'd like to forget yours. Kristen, yes, a lot of us would, you know. Kitty went to an underground party on prom night. Joanne totally remembers. Now there's a story. I'd like to hear about Joanne's prom. On another show, I'd like to hear about that. My senior prom, on the way to prom, a motorcycle passed us and flew by us on this road and didn't make the corner and flew into the woods. And he then tried to get up, and this is before cell phones and everything else, and he was high on drugs and other things. And Jennifer probably still has her 1990s prom dress. That's great, Vicky. Vicky's date dropped her off, and he went to the after party, and the photographer had his camera stolen, so no photos. Oh, my mother had all the photos. My mother was the photos. But to all the people that have lost prom, never fear. There is retail therapy for that. American Eagle and Chipotle, okay, have reimagined prom night. I think my prom date was in pink and had pink cowboy boots or something. I don't know. It's, oh, Carrie, that's awesome. I love that. Carrie's been married for 40 years to the guy she went to prom with. I love that. That's very sweet, Carrie. I'm married to the woman that chased me down in college. So college, different story. But hey, you know, I don't want to get in any more trouble about that. So Elf makeup. Elf is a makeup, right? Yes. Okay. See, I knew Joanne would have a story. Joanne had a wonderful time at prom, came back to her home, and her dad's false teeth were on the dining room buffet. Well, that takes the moment, Joanne. I love it. Hey, Jennifer, how are you? Jennifer Harris is joining us tonight. So, Elf, the makeup company, drops a Chipotle-inspired collection. And American Eagle, they're all... Chipotle collaborated with Elf for a cosmetic drop. Hawaiian Tropic launched a stay-at-home product to help transport consumers to the beach. And Lowe's helped with American Idol season finale. Okay? But it's all about, you know, having them then Instagram and Snapchat their prom moments and, you know, giveaways with that, but keep the brands in people's mind. You know, it is prom is an emotional roller coaster. I don't care which side of the equation you are, where you are in it. or anything else. It is tough at any point, unless you're the prom king and queen, and then maybe whatever. Well, who knew that July 4th was now going to take back July? Because Amazon is pushing Prime Day to September. Prime Day is now moved to September, and that'll be kind of interesting to see what happens with that and how that actually works at that time of the year. Yes, we can relate, but you will have a glass of wine here shortly, Suzanne, and you'll be in good shape. I'm sure MJ's got a drink for you. And the fact that you are on the beach with your store and your home practically a stone's throw to the beach has none of us feeling that bad for you. We feel better for you. How's that? According to CBRE, the real estate company, restaurants will reopen slowly and cautiously. The restaurant, bars, food halls, and brew pubs that have been top traffic builders in town centers, like where NART's conference was last year in Columbus, will need time to reestablish themselves as markets reopen. That most such establishments will reopen at a maximum of 50% capacity and will need special help from landlords to become operational. And that's important that they notice that, okay? Because it is a partnership, we're in this together. I had a talk with one of the people in my clothing plaza yesterday who was like, the big bad landlord and everything, and he's got money and everything else, and, he's getting help from the government and this and that, and that landlord has laid off, 5 people. They have a small staff to begin with. That landlord has not had their cash register ringing. That landlord, yes, he's got a lot of property and collects a lot, but, nobody ever prepares. Just like you're not prepared for everything to completely cease. You're prepared for a bad winter. You're prepared for a bad month. But the entire stopping of business, nobody was prepared for. So, that whole conversation, and so hearing people understand that and bringing understanding to it at various levels is important, because we all need to get to the other side. It's all about still being here, okay? It's not about ego, pride, anything else. It's about still being here. According to CoStar, okay, the Commercial Real Estate Research Group. CoStar is a commercial, for those of you that aren't familiar with it, is a commercial real estate research group. Predicts that conditions put into play by COVID-19 will cause retail rents to plummet 13 to 15% year over year in 2020. That is interesting. Especially as people have experienced in the first half of the year about a 40% decline in sales on average on the first half of the year. But there's still expected to be a good comeback in the second half of the year. There's a lot of money sitting on the sideline. A lot of money. Okay, you don't pump trillions of dollars into the economy. There is a lot of money. So, but that there is opportunity for rent declines, and even one of mine has offered to, with a rent lease extension to do that. So, there's a lot of pressure on landlords. Everybody's sharing in the pain. But you got to keep in mind that landlords are required usually under the covenants of their mortgage, okay, the rules of their mortgages, okay, to keep leases current. So one of the things that landlords are doing these lease amendments or lease extensions to make things happen, because that keeps them current in their mortgage obligations. So you have to understand the bigger picture. Some of that gets me in trouble sometimes because I understand all sides of the equation, so I don't always go for the jugular. And it's not about jugular. It's about getting to the other side. It's about being a partner in business. And that's the kind of landlord that I like being in business with. So that is an important part to this. They aren't the big bad wolf, but they are part of this. But you have to understand why they need certain things and why they need some changes. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Joe Gabori. How are you? Welcome to the program. You are going to have an amazing comeback. An amazing comeback, Michelle. You know, it is going to be a hybrid year for you, if I do say so myself, okay? It'll be a stark contrast in the hybrid year that you are going to have, Michelle. So, and my last bit of retail news, because I just want to show how this is affecting everyone. And I am thrilled to hear that, Angela. Yeah, I was super excited. You know, we really rocked getting, you know, I talked about it earlier. We've always had home decor online for a long time now. We've had most of our home decor, which is at a higher price point than our clothing on average, and it's been a challenge to get a system in place to be able to get our clothing on there efficiently and cost effectively. And we'd been working on it for a long time. We knew what we needed to do and how fast we needed to be able to do it to make it cost effective. And we finally got that process working this week. Still a couple little things to iron out, but overall it is working. And to come into clothing orders in the morning has been really nice. It's been weird. It's had us create some new problems today, like our normal order forms didn't print with size on them, okay? So they didn't know where to go, and so we had to get a different order form today, as orders have been coming in with clothing on it and stuff. These are, it didn't matter in home decor, it matters in clothing. So, good problems, great things to have happening, and people want to buy it, and they're paying full price. We do, I've talked about it before, we do automatic markdowns because that keeps our inventory moving. And as we've been closed, we've been dating things way ahead. I think we're dating the end of June right now because that's when we expect to be able to reopen in Massachusetts. But the information on that and to come in and see those sales is a wonderful thing. Hey, Krita, great to have you joining us here from Texas, the Big T. So, one other bit of retail news, okay? Everybody knows TJ Maxx and Marshalls and Home Goods, okay? You may have a love-hate relationship with them. I love that they're there because they circulate clothing and they bring brands and they bring decor that our customers like, so that is a good thing. They're an important mix to our economy. But store closures have hit them hard with a big Q1 loss, okay? And they are a Massachusetts-based company, by the way. And so what they have been working on, so as we talk about landlords and relationships and everything else, and the fact that they have a weak, if that, e-commerce presence, and they posted a much bigger loss than expected. The off-price giant reported a net loss of almost $1 billion for the quarter ended May 2nd, compared to a net profit of nearly $750 million last year. And just from a sales perspective, hey, Krita, that is great. I am thrilled for you and Ronnie. I am absolutely thrilled, and that gets you on a great path there. I'm very confident on the path that you are going to be headed on. But their revenue, okay, was almost half what it was a year ago. Okay, so their revenue was $4.41 billion. Okay, it was down more than half. Down from $9.28 billion last year. And expectations by Wall Street, which is whatever, were $5.46 billion. So down all the way around. Okay? But here is the landlord side of this. So it paid most of its first quarter rent. And it negotiated with many of its landlords to defer its April and a meaningful portion of its second quarter rent payments to later dates, primarily in fiscal 2022. So they pushed most of their rent out for quarter 2 of their fiscal year. So a 3-month period. So 3-month deferment for 2 years. Okay? That's significant. And it's significant with their size and scope. Does it tell me here how many stores they have? It has over 4,500 stores. Kitty, you should have everything in the next couple days. You'll have money in the bank by the end of next week. As long as you signed into the portal and did that part, you'll have everything done before the end of next week. I have you on my call list. I know that you're on my call list for tomorrow. I don't know if we've resolved everything, but I know you're on my call list for tomorrow. So they have only about 1,600 stores worldwide that are open right now of their 4,500, but they hope to have all of them open by the end of June. I am still optimistic that they're going to open the Idol again. There's talk that they're not going to, and things are getting very political. So just keep that in mind. 3 months rent for TJ Maxx and all their associated brands, Marshalls, Home Goods, etc. Okay, deferred for 2 years. Okay, and part of that they'll pay to catch up early, so they don't have to worry about it when they have cash flow. Yeah, and it all happens pretty fast once you have the docs. So it all flows very, very fast. Karen, there's a lot of politics coming down in DC right now. Hey, Christine Johnson, how are you? Good to have you with us, Chris. There is a lot of politics going on in DC right now, and I was hoping to avoid that till after the 4th of July, but there's a lot going on. I'm hopeful. I got some calls this weekend to get an update on things, even though a lot of the world is stopping for Memorial Day weekend. Some of the politics is continuing, so I should have some more updates. But I'm concerned about their ability to get things done right now because it is getting very political. The goal is to get the Idol back open, and if not, I'll help you open a farm stand. But we do want that to open. People need that. I am disappointed in them on the limits because the Idol has always historically been 2 million, and they're really playing a lot of politics. So we'll see where things go. It is gaining traction. So one of the things politically, and I talked about it last night a little bit, that's gaining a little bit of traction, okay, and you're getting an ally from an unlikely source. Who would be your most unlikely ally right now? Any guesses on who your most unlikely ally might be right now? In the fight against Congress and the fight to do something right? Yes, Jenny, you needed the corn seeds after all. I thought it was green beans or something with the giant. And you traded the beans for, you traded the money for beans. But who would be the most unlikely ally? Close, Laurel. Hey, I didn't even see you jump on, Laurel. Donald Trump, well, he thinks he's everybody's friend. I'm not touching that one. That's like the third rail, Jenny. I'm not saying anything pro or negative on that. How about yeah, there's been some of that, Kristen, that's made the news. Don't read into it more than anything else. The other problem TJ Maxx is going to have is as these department stores and such go under, they're going to have a supply problem. Okay, so they're going to have pressures and supply problem that they aren't going to have all the seconds and leftovers that they've been able to buy on the cheap. And where is their inventory going to come from? But the unlikely ally that you guys now have, or we all now have, is the big banks. Okay, and why would Wells Fargo and the other big banks be your friend? Why would the big banks be your friend all of a sudden? They are your friend. Let me tell you why they're your friend. As the night winds down, they are trying to be your friend because they realized when you look at the 11-page PPP forgiveness form, how much labor, well, they do want your money. And they want to make money. But because of the PPP, so because they're the administrator, okay, on the PPP, they are your loan administrator, okay, they have to do all the paperwork for the loan forgiveness. They had to do all the paperwork for the loans, and now they have to do all the paperwork for the loan forgiveness. So that takes a lot of labor, okay, and now the 5% and stuff that they made on these loans doesn't look like as much money as they once thought it was. So when they look at putting in more labor than they put in on the loans originally to get these forgiven, they are starting to lobby Congress to auto-forgive loans below a certain level. Like I talked about last night, you know, the fact that the bank lobby is incredibly powerful. When I'm down in D.C. a lot of times, when I'm asked to go to D.C. to advocate, a lot of times the bank lobby takes out ads against the retail lobby. And it's really kind of comical. They take out big ads and billboards and everything else whenever I come to town. Not just because of me, because of the other retailers too, but whenever we're in town, okay? So there is a push on the bank's part because they're looking at this and how much work they're going to have to do to help each one of you with your forgiveness application, to get all this forms and paperwork together, to send it to the SBA that the SBA doesn't have time for, all these things. And so there's a push to get some legislation, not only to extend it, but to basically say, with the exception of fraud, okay, with the exception of that you self-certify your PPP was used properly, that below a certain threshold, like I talked last night, there's talk of 250,000, there's talk of $1 million, below a certain amount, okay, whatever that amount is, that we just say the heck with it. Okay, you guys click on self-certify, yep, I did it right, and essentially if you didn't commit fraud in the actual application, not even in the certification of forgiveness, but in the actual application you didn't commit fraud, that they'd make it go away. I don't know if that's going to happen, but yes, it does take time, and none of these formulas or anything make sense to the average person. Okay, yes, I understand them. Yes, I have promised you that I will go through them line by line. But this is actually the banks advocating to make loans below a certain level go away because there's no money in it. Okay, you know, a loan that they made, you know, a $50,000 loan that they made 5% on, that they spent all the labor on in the first place, okay, which $50,000 makes a world of difference to a small business, okay, world of difference, okay, is not even a rounding error in the amount of money the government is having to pump into the system right now. So, with the exception of outright fraud in the application, you know, the fact that the bank lobby is going for this now is kind of interesting. I will continue to monitor it. I'm continuing to watch the discussions. I have a lot. I've actually been on lobbying trips to DC with local bankers lobbying. So, I mean, Massachusetts bankers. So I've done that before. It's kind of nice because I eat a lot better. When I go there with bankers, I eat much better than when I go with just retailers. But the bankers know where to eat. But that is not why I go down there. Although I do like a good meal. But that is an interesting development. We'll see where it progresses. I'm very concerned at the politicalness of D.C. I didn't really expect this level of it till after the 4th of July and us to be in the season of election. So I'm cautiously monitoring is the best I can say on that. And I will keep you updated. I know I have a lot of updates this weekend on PPP. I have some congressional updates this weekend. So it won't be for a holiday weekend, there'll still be a decent amount of updates, although I think they'll come quicker. I think our shows will be a little quicker this weekend because a lot of, at least on the first side, I think our Tuesday night show will be very busy, would be my guess. But I think the weekend will be a tiny bit slower on things. But that is where things stand tonight. You know that I bring these updates to you every night live at 8 o'clock Eastern in the NARTS private Facebook group, which is there for NARTS members first. NARTS members, people that are members of this wonderful association first. I am there for you live every night. But this information is so important that we share it out with everybody in business, not just the resale industry, everybody in business. Butcher, baker, candlestick maker, someone who made me chicken parm tonight. Okay. We share it with them too. And those resources are available at narts.org/resalestrong. So you can share it with all your friends and neighbors. And it's okay when they email me. It really is. I get emails that are wonderful. My friend, and I'll pick on Joanne because I know she's on the call. My friend Joanne speaks wonderful things about you. And she says you can help me. Okay, and I've gotten emails from all over the country like that, okay? And I'm happy to help regardless of what business they're in. I stack them all up. Again, email me because email's the way I can coordinate it, I can folder it, I can keep everything in order. Neil, Neil, at ECIstores.com. Neil at ECIstores.com is the way to reach me. Don't text me, don't Facebook message me because it just gets lost. I mean, you got to understand, the messages in there just get out of control. But email I can stack and I can folder and I can keep track of it. But all the resources I talk about, you know where they are. narts.org/resalestrong, where you can share it with everybody. Absolutely everybody. I will be back here again tomorrow night, live at 8 o'clock. But before we go, every night, we start the night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is our Bible of the day and night. And tonight, for those of you that were not here, like Kitty was not here at the top of the program tonight, okay, our good morning was, good morning, love. Your best impulse, that selfless impulse. Let it take the wheel. Let it drive you towards the person you dream to be. Our good night tonight is good night, love. That need to rest, that constructive impulse. Let it take the lead. I hope you dream the best. Coolest shit. Okay, sorry for the words, Adele. Let's go. Good night, everybody. I am Neil Abramson. I am here every night live at 8 o'clock Eastern. Replays on You're Not Alone Running This Store on YouTube. On the NARTS page, narts.org/resalestrong, public for the entire world to see. You go see it in the world. It is all there. We are there to help everybody get to the other side because you and you, but most especially you, are not alone running this store. I'll be back here tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern. You all have a great night. It is dinner time.